Battered woman syndrome, we have, it's, by the way, very, 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 very common to various degrees. And with the battered woman syndrome, we have a scenario where we have an abuser and a victim. The abuser is a man, the victim is a woman. Okay, although I also need to say that it's possible to have men that are victims. Many times men will not go and report that I am an abused man because there is much more stigma associated with that. Okay, but that can happen as well. But going back to the battered woman syndrome, we have a scenario where we have an abuser and a victim. The abuser is the man, the victim is a woman. And it's possible that might start with a honeymoon period. And initially everything is going well, things are great. Or it might start with red flags all over the place. But at some point, it's going to start by him becoming a bit more possessive. He's going to isolate her from her family, from her friends, essentially from anyone who is part of her support system, and anyone from whom she derives joy. Because I want to be the exclusive source of joy for you. And even if your team wins, okay, I'm actually upset because I see that you're excited with something other than me. Okay. So he's going to isolate her from her friends, from her family. The other thing that he does, he becomes extremely critical. This is not good. The other thing is not good. You're never good enough. Your looks are not good. And essentially what I'm communicating to the woman is that, you're not going to do any better than me. I'm doing you a favor that I'm with you. You think you're going to find anyone better than me? And so he becomes extremely critical. And what eventually happens, she loses her identity in the relationship. And the goal of her life becomes how not to anger him. Not how to make him happy, but she knows what to do and not to avoid his wrath, to avoid his anger. Okay. So she knows much more about how he's feeling as opposed to how she's feeling. We can have physical abuse. We can have emotional abuse, sexual abuse. People around her will come and tell her, can't you see what he's doing to you? Typically the response is, oh, you don't know him. And you know what? He was also abused as a child. Okay, so essentially what she does, she justifies violence against her. At some point, she can't take it anymore and she will exit the relationship. As soon as she leaves, oh, by the way, the bond between them is very, very strong. Do not underestimate that bond. Okay, that is why when people come and tell her, why don't you leave? If I were you, I would have left just like that. I would never have withstood that. I would never have tolerated anything like that. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay, the bond is very, very strong. Okay, and the way that he operates, there are also these occasional random acts of kindness. Sometimes they will have a great time together. He will be Mr. Perfect with her. Okay, occasionally that's going to happen, and she latches on to those moments. But at some point, she will exit the relationship, and because she can't take it anymore. And then he's going to come and tell her, "I was such a jerk. Come back, and I will change. I promise." And because she really misses him, she will go back, and the second cycle of violence is going to start. And this can happen many, 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 many times. Okay, as soon as the second cycle of violence starts, that's our assessment is battered woman's syndrome. Okay,
that's a diagnostic criteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and this can, a lot of these women go in and out of that relationship. At some point, when she decides that, okay, this is it, I'm exiting, I'm not going back. When he realizes that she's not coming back, she's actually in danger. Because this is when you hear that, this man went with a gun and shot his ex. Usually that's the worst thing that can happen. but it happens. Okay, he's gonna go stalk her. That's when she gets a restraining order from the police, because these men tend to be extremely possessive, and the idea that she's happy without me, or that she's gonna, God forbid, she finds someone else, I cannot handle. So I want to go and be very aggressive with her. Sometimes, yeah, we hear those things on TV all the time.
If you're in this scenario that you just described, and you're the woman, what do? And you realize what you just said.
Ideally, it's very important to go and explore options, because another thing that he's going to infuse into her brain is that you cannot make it without me. And also, if you want to evolve, could be you might want to evolve academically. You might want to, I want to open a shop. I want to become more independent. Okay, you're gonna do that at your age. You want to go back to university and oh God, listen, I don't think you can make it. As opposed to, oh great, I think it's a good thing for you. Yeah, go, and I'm right next to you. What do you need from me? How can I help you? I'm very happy that you want to go and evolve. I'm very happy that you want to go to a university.